Good morning. It's really don't even know what day it is. I think it's Thursday morning. The sky has cleared. The cooler weather is here. And I'm going to lift my hands to heaven and say these words: I praise thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth. Now, if that, if that offends you, you are offended. I have a computer screen right here, and I've got a chair that makes a lot of noise, and I'm sure that you can hear it if I start moving around, because I can hear it. In the book of Hebrews, the words Melchizedek, king of Salem, priest of the Most High God. The king of Salem, priest of the Most High God, met Abraham as he was returning from the slaughter of the kings and blessed him. Priest of the Most High God blessed Abraham. That's Hebrews chapter 1. You can find it in chapter 7, verse 1. That's where you find that. And in Genesis chapter 14, it says, Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought out bread and wine. Now he was a priest of God Most High. So I have read about Melchizedek in the New Testament and in the Old Testament. Now, there are several places that I want to note here. In Hebrews, the word high priest, you find high priest several times. In Hebrews chapter 2, he had to be made like his brethren in all things, so that he might become a merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to God, to make propitiation for the sins of the people. Hebrews chapter 2, 17. Hebrews chapter 3. Therefore, holy brethren, partakers of a heavenly calling, consider Jesus, the apostle and high priest of our confession. Hebrews chapter 3, verse 1. Hebrews chapter 4, 14. Therefore, since we have a great high priest who has passed through the heavens, Jesus, the Son of God. Let us hold fast our confession. Do you have a confession? What confession do you have? Hebrews chapter 4, 15. We do not have a high priest who cannot sympathize with our weaknesses, but one who has been tempted in all things as we are, yet without sin. 5:1. For every high priest taken from among men is appointed on behalf of men in things pertaining to God, in order to offer both gifts and sacrifices for sins. 5:5. Also, Christ did not glorify himself so as to become a high priest, but he who said to him, "You are my son." Whose son was he? He who said to him, "You are my son." Don't mess with. Don't twist it, friends. Don't make it say what it doesn't say. Hebrews 5:10, being designated by God as a high priest according to the order of Melchizedek. Designated by God. Who has been designated by God? My high priest, Jesus, Son of God. Hebrews 6:20, where Jesus has entered as a forerunner for us, having become a high priest forever. High priest forever. According to the order of Melchizedek. Melchizedek was a priest of who? The Most High God. It was fitting for us to have such a high priest, holy, innocent, undefiled, separated from sinners, and exalted above the heavens. That's what I have. What do you have? What do you have? Is this what you have? I don't know what you have. I know what I have. Now the main point in what has been said is this. We have such a high priest who has taken his seat at the right hand of the throne of the majesty in the heavens. Don't mess with God. You better believe God. It's God who has made these things known. It's best that you believe them. Hebrews 8:3, for every high priest is appointed to offer both gifts and sacrifices. So it is necessary that this high priest also have something to offer. What high priest? My high priest. Jesus. Jesus. My high priest. He has something to offer. Hebrews 9:7. The high priest enters once a year, not without taking blood, which he offers for himself and for the sins of the people committed in ignorance. Hebrews 9:11, when Christ appeared as a high priest of the good things to come, he entered through the greater and more perfect tabernacle, not made with hands, that is to say, not of this creation. Nor was it that he, Jesus, would offer himself often, as the high priest enters the holy place year by year with blood that is not his own. Hebrews 13:11, for the bodies of those animals whose blood is brought into the holy place by the high priest as an offering for sin are burned outside the camp. The high priest. Who is the high priest in heaven? Do you know or not?